Yeah.
Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad we really just need to take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can catch me at all social media at Doc Simmons 17. And remember, it's always waffles. Take it home.
You can always find us on Facebook and Instagram at Country Air Official, or give us a tweet at Country Air Brand. Usually I give it off to our monstrous colleague, but you know what? This guy is a monster. Give it off to Senior Official.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm referee Perch at Perch XLV, pound sign for the ref brand. And as Doc said so nicely, waffles, take it home podcast, baby.
Yep. Waffles. So to the listeners, we are running a little thin right now, but we'll see who all drops on in, and we'll just keep it going. Kick it off with our first segment, passing on to our senior official. What is the banger of the week?
Banger of the week right here. This comes from an input. Doc, it's actually one that you banged before and recommended. And this one I listened to today just to fully embrace on a nice day. And it's a good traveling tune, a good road song, and definitely a banger. Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah. Love that.
Feel like heading out on a dusty trail and taking a horseback. And
yeah. Oh God, and I love that music video so much. Everything about that is a banger. God. Yeah, my boy, like back in high school, Josh Austin put me onto it. So shout out to him. But yeah, definitely love me some Knights of Sidonia.
Hey,
that was a great era.
Go ahead, Zach.
I was gonna say, speaking of bangers of the week, did we ever have someone tally up the bangers of the week in the last 16?
No, they have not. So we are keeping on to that merch back. But hey, to the fans out there, if now it's what 17, so you can go ahead and go back, give us all 17 bangers of the week. You've got a little merch pack coming to you.
Exactly, a free Gunner Wick shirt.
Yeah.
Most importantly, you got yourself a nice mix CD right there.
Yeah. Definitely go to we'll burn you a nice CD of all the bangers of the week.
17, 18 tracks. That's about an 80-minute CD right there. Can maybe fit a few more.
Someone burn a CD. Can we sell a banger of the week as like merch?
That would probably be definitely like copyright issues, but
that's true.
Yeah, we can come up with something. We'll find a way around. We're smart.
I believe in you guys.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. But so you fans, go ahead, listen to all now 17 episodes of the podcast. Go ahead, give us all 17 bangers of the week, and you have a merch pack coming your way. If it makes it to next week, it'll be 18 songs. So this will just the contest will keep getting harder.
That's right.
Yep. But we can go ahead and move on to our next segment. Let's go ahead and talk about our weekends. I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about for the week coming up. But let's go ahead and get into the weekend. I was originally going to start with the Riot Squad because he probably had the least amount to do. But let's go with Perch first because he probably can't talk about everything that he did. So let's get him talking.
Yeah, it was a great weekend on the road. As time is going on here, places are starting to open up a little bit more. And with that, Chicago was opened up a little bit more and was blessed to have an AAW show over the weekend. And that was on Saturday. They broadcast live on Twitch. And we did a live show as well as a couple of tapings for shows that are going to come out. I think this weekend and the following weekend. So AAW on Twitch has got really the next 3 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, I think consecutively. They'll be putting out content, which is awesome. Yeah, the show over the weekend was fun. The one that aired was lucky enough to have the main event, which was Mance against the Corn Belt Cowboy Manders for the AAW Heavyweight Championship, and those two really brought it. Just a hard hitting fight. I remember meeting Manders back at the Knights of Columbus in West Dallas when Silas was running shows with MKE, and they would bring up some guys from really all over the Midwest, Iowa, Minnesota, Ohio. That's where I was lucky enough to meet Manders and some of the guys that he rolls with. So was cool to have that moment over the weekend, to have him in a main event against Mance. And again, those two brought it. A lot of chair shots and a very hard hitting affair. It was really fun though. A great day, a great learning experience. And yeah, those AAW shows are just a good day at the office. I walk away with a lot to learn every time.
Oh, sweet. No one's actually saying anything, but I know it's TJ Maxx. And it's lit beers.
So I guess we have been joined
What's up, homies?
by Riot.
It's Gunner Wicks. You can catch me on all social medias at Gunner Wicks, although I'm pretty sure we're past that part by now.
Yep, you're very sweaty.
Nailed
Yes.
it.
So
How's the hamstring?
went into camp to test out the hammy. It definitely is hurtful and is not 100%, but it's getting there. And I was just seeing, what I could do, what I couldn't do. Kind of game planning to beat Chucky's ass this Friday. So yeah, I feel okay with where I'm at.
Okay, yeah. Don't give them too much of a spoiler of what you got coming this week. We're not that far yet.
Oh man, I'm going behind in segments. I'm jumping forward.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
sorry.
You just every time you're on this podcast, a riot starts.
Causing riots. That's what I do. That's how I got my name.
But now that we have our riot squad on board, let's kick it back to Perch so he can finish talking about his weekend.
Man, I thought we were just in time for Gunner's question of the week. No,
He's like, he doesn't.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
oh, I love it.
Don't worry, Gunnar. We took care of your segment. You did nothing this last weekend, right?
Correct.
All right.
All right, so yeah, let's go. Yeah, we got that out of the way. We did what Gunner did over the weekend.
Did I cut in on Perch when I joined? Did I ruin his moment? Hope I did.
Yes.
All right.
The one thing Perch tells us all to do. Yes, you did that.
All right. Well, I'm a happy man then. Continue.
That's karma right there. That's karma. It all comes back full circle. Can't say I didn't deserve it. But no, it was a great weekend. Good weekend on the road. Stay tuned for AAW. I think they're airing on Saturday nights. We'll post it on social media and everything. Get to see Ref Perch handle some big boys in there and take it under control and handle my. The rules there are referee's discretion, so it's very much played out to you lay the lay of the law and call it as it is and call your own fouls.
Yep.
But a great time, great weekend overall. A lot of matches. I think I probably did about 5 or 6 altogether. The body was certainly feeling it.
Yeah, I know all of us need to do a better job of resting and healing our bodies.
I think ice and yoga are the two. I'm done saying no to it, and I'm done just, oh yeah, sure, yeah. It's time to incorporate ice and yoga into a weekly, if not daily, routine.
Definitely. I've tried to be stretching more.
I'm icing my hammy right now.
Good.
That's good. That's steps, baby steps.
Yeah.
Yoga's coming later.
I'll go next because Zach had maybe the biggest event of the weekend. I traveled to West Virginia for Premier Wrestling League Mid Atlantic in Winfield, West Virginia. Had a 7-man scramble. Went really well. It was me, Cuban Assassin, Cuban Commando, Cuban Mercenary. Oh God, and 3 other people who didn't have as cool names. But yeah, it was a good little match. Got to show out. Didn't come up with the win, but more importantly, got over with the fans. Got the invite back, so we'll be back in May. Did the networking, so got a lot of people's information. So I will hopefully be continuing to spread the name along the East Coast in the coming months. But good show. Drive definitely sucked doing it by myself, but that's the business. That's what we have to do to make it. I would like to pass it on to Zach if he is available.
I am Bill. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Hold on. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're like cutting in and out though.
Is this a Sprint commercial?
Wait a minute. Let's see. 1 second. Why am I messing up? Am I better?
That's a little bit better. Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. So I made my way out to Stevens Point, Wisconsin for an event that I think a lot of people thought was not going to happen. Frontline Pro Honor Bound. Rob Van Dam versus Ben McCoy in the main event. A match that was canceled twice, and third time was the charm. I found myself in a fatal 5-way to determine the #1 contender for the Frontline Pro Heavyweight Championship. I wrestled Ragnar, Big Capri, Logan Lynch, Backwoods Brown, and in my corner I had Angel Armani. I can confidently say I would have won that match if Angel Armani didn't shoot in my face. I mean, Febreze in my face. Sorry.
Those old men can't control themselves.
Exactly. I thought the show was fun. I want to say there was around like almost probably just over 400 people in the crowd. We walked out and had that type of environment. The lights shut off, the spotlight's on you, just the whole atmosphere. Like it was phenomenal. Like I said, I got over the crowd. There's a lot of fan base who didn't know who I was. They really enjoyed my stuff. They asked where Country Air was. Unfortunately, we were pulling different shifts this weekend, but yeah, it's super fun. Then the main event was Rob Van Dam versus Ben McCoy. I'm talking about when they faced off. It was good. There was something like goosebumps. Like they were filming the documentary Still Here, and this was the ending of the documentary. And I mean, the match was good. Bill Alfonso went through a table. After bar was fun. Everyone who showed up, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for supporting myself. Just like supporting the show. It was a great time.
Awesome. Yeah. Looked like a packed house. Looked like everybody showed out.
I got to do a funk salt. There we go.
Yeah, a little outlaw salt to the outside.
Exactly. Something people did not expect, did not know I was capable of. Just to get better in time.
Definitely. Yep. The more you do it, that's all it is. Repetition.
For those that know, I'm actually the air part of Country Air and Dodge the Country part.
Yep.
Sorry to give you guys that spoiler. I'm the high flyer.
Well, yeah, we crushed our dreams with that. I am obviously the down and dirty guy of the team.
Exactly.
Yeah. But awesome weekend all around, except for Gunner, who's a disappointment.
There's always a disappointment.
Yep. But let's see if he continues to disappoint, and we'll go ahead and just move on to our next segment. I posed a question to the fellas. Name 3, especially after this past weekend.
You guys talking shit?
Yes. Yes.
Let
we
me hear
are.
it.
How many different shirts are you go through, Gunner? Jesus.
However many I sweat through.
Someone asked
On
me
a
that.
normal day, 5 to 6.
That's about right. Someone asked me over the weekend how many shirts to go through today, and I honestly I answered 5. I think I sweat a lot when I drive and when I get to a venue, and yeah, always pack extra shirts. Always.
Yep.
Well, especially at camp, we don't really have air conditioning here that much, and the weather's getting a little nicer now, so it's pretty toasty in here.
Extra shirts, extra socks.
Yep. No underwear.
Yeah, big fan of extra socks. Big fan of extra socks. My gear bag is mostly socks. I discovered over the weekend. But like I said before, another riot happened. Let's just go ahead and move into our next segment. Over the weekend, we were in a lot of different places, mostly riding solo. So I posed a question to the guys: if you could ride with any 3 wrestlers, who would you ride with? Let's start with the Riot Squad before he just ruined somebody else's answers.
3 wrestlers I want to ride with.
Yeah. Do a show.
Anybody ever? Can they be dead?
Mm-hmm. Anybody ever. We don't adhere to the laws of life in physics.
Here's another question. Okay, that's good. How big is the car that I'm driving in?
As big as you need it to be. Yeah.
Awesome. Can we have a tour bus?
Yeah, sure.
Well, in that case,
Yeah,
we are
but you're
going with the Undertaker
Mm-hmm.
because he's a legend. I think this might be similar to my answer of a question we had a couple weeks ago, which was like who you'd go to dinner with or something like that. I think it's the same thing. Basically. I choose them
but
for
I don't
similar
know
reasons.
that necessarily the people that I would go. Not all. This is for my answers. They're completely different because just because I go to dinner with you doesn't mean I want to sit in a car for like 9 hours that I just had.
That's what women don't understand about relationships.
Yeah, this is completely going to dinner and sitting in the car with somebody for 9 hours is a completely different thing.
I agree.
Babe, I'll take you out to McDonald's, but you gotta find your own way there.
Exactly.
And dinner-
$1 menu only.
Dinner with someone that you've been driving in the car with for 9 hours is,
Yeah,
is a
It's a different thing.
Well, I think I'm going with people who probably have good stories. So Undertaker, Ric Flair. He might get annoying after a long time though. But he's old, so I'm sure he's simmered down some. So we're going with old Ric Flair, not in his prime Ric Flair. Who's another good one? Then maybe Brock Lesnar. I feel like he'd be quiet most of the time, but it's good to have a bunch of muscly people around if anything goes down that's unwarranted. So yeah. Actually, I take that back. We're gonna sub up Brock Lesnar for Paul Heyman, his advocate.
Particular reason why?
He talked more, and I feel like he'd have some good stories too.
Okay.
Paulie used to drive Jim Ross around back in the WCW days, and learned a lot from JR back in the late '80s, right in that era.
Yeah.
So Paulie was a good guy to drive with.
I've also heard stories of driving with Brock Lesnar, and I've heard he's fun to drive with.
Way to sell
Really?
them out, Gunner.
Well, I feel like we have me and Undertaker. That's like 2 big men already. Getting a third in there, there's not enough room for all of us.
Too much meat.
Huh?
That's too much speed in one car, right?
Well, you said you wanted a tour bus.
Well, yeah.
How you gonna mile short
Still-
of the tour bus?
Still, the tour bus has to like fit within the confines of the road, so it can't be comically large, right?
It's
But-
your tour bus. It could be.
Well, then we're going with a cruise ship. Then
It's like,
we're going with the cruise ship. We're subbing out Heyman again for Brock Lesnar. There's going to be jacuzzis, and we're going to have a good time.
okay, I don't know how you're gonna make it to inland shows, but yeah, that works too.
Probably magic carpet.
Okay.
We'll have separate ones just to clarify.
Just to clarify, just separate magic carpets. Okay.
I really was hoping you guys all have one big magic carpet you all right on.
All
No,
right.
we'll decide when it happens, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Let's just go down the line and go to Zach is actually next in the line in my line. So Zach, who would you ride with?
Definitely Ron Simmons. I met him at ARW Pro, and I sat with him for like an hour, and he just shot the shit with me, and so many great stories. And I mean, we all know he loves beer, so I mean, there's so much more knowledge you can get from him. And as a tag team wrestler, and he was a part of a great tag team. I think it's how that Doc and I wrestle very strong to, where we like to beat the hell out of people and drink a lot of beer. Ron Simmons would definitely be a man I would like to ride with, get knowledge from. Of course, I will never turn down driving with the road dog Jesse James, my all-time favorite wrestler. So, again, another great tag team wrestler. And last but not least, maybe Vince McMahon. I don't know why. I feel like Vince would have some great stories. Obviously, he would tell you what's right and wrong in the business. And if you tell him you're wrong, like, Vince could be fun. Or Stone Cold. No, let's go Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm a big fan of that podcast, so I would hope that he'll bring his own Broken Skull IPAs.
I do enjoy that he does always, especially I guess with some. I have not seen all of the Broken Skull sessions, but for the ones I've seen, he does talk about the drive and riding with people and how important that is.
Exactly. Like he's a guy who values that. So like, I would like, yeah, Stone Cold would definitely be a cool guy to ride with. A guy who's like, literally like proved to anyone like he can get over wearing just a pair of plain black trunks and just with his overall presence. Like I think that would be a guy that really be great to learn from.
Yeah.
Then if push comes to worse, you're just drinking beer with Stone Cold. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, that's still winning.
Exactly.
Okay. And now we will pass it on to the most poignant member of this podcast, Perch. Why don't you tell us who you would ride with?
And so, like you said it before, this was a weekend where a lot of us rode solo, and it was missing having riding partners. And those days will be back, but for now we got to take precautions and play it safe. But yeah, great question. First and foremost, first riding partner, I guess my scenario would be, I'd be driving for sure. The volunteer, I'm driving. And I'm gonna ask some questions to soak in some wisdom to take it with me down the road. And the first person I would have in my car would be Owen Hart. Hearing stories about how Owen traveled and the tips and hacks that he found, and the code that he lived by on the road, he would be a great guy to learn from as to how you can travel and save and experience the most out of it every time. I think he was one who he would stay with different people who was down there and know people in different towns and know what families you could stay with, good-hearted people to eat a meal with and stay the night. So yeah, Owen Hart would hands down be the first person I would have in my car, so we could learn from. Next, I would have Tommy Young right in my car. I would assume the scenario would be picking him up somewhere. So on the ride to pick him up, I would think of all these questions that I want to ask him, and then I'd pick him up and just start, picking his brain and hearing how things are from his perspective and how the business was and everything. Tommy Young lived and refereed, still around, but refereed in such a great era that I was unfortunate didn't live through. So I want to see everything through his eyes, but and the third person I would have in my car would be good old JR, Jim Ross. He's experienced such a great life in wrestling. I've listened to his books on tape, a couple of them, and hearing his experiences when he first started and giving rides to people and driving for the Cowboy and Leroy McGurk. Just a lot of people that he drove wrestlers and learned from. Jim Ross, someone who I would love to be him in that scenario, and I would love to be a driver of him and pick JR's brain. And he's called a lot of wrestling in my life, still does to this day. So I would be able to ask questions and see how wrestling was in the past, as well as growing up and where it's going to head to the future. So yeah, Owen Hart, Tommy Young, and Jim Ross. That's almost like it is a dream scenario, and I would love to have those guys in my car, and I could fill up a whole notebook of taking notes that day. I would hope we're driving, from California to New York or something, or we're going to Florida.
Yeah, nice long drive. That was the point when I posed this question. Not something down the road. No, this is a long drive. This is a weekend, if anything. Couple trips.
Yeah, where you come out of and even if it's crazy moments on the road, the wildest times make for the best of memories.
Yeah.
It would be a great time. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that. That's dreams and aspirations right there.
Yeah. So for me personally, the first name on the list was super easy. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. That's the Hurricane, and Greg Helms. He would definitely be the first person I would pick for a multitude of reasons. One, huge fan. He's got some of my favorite finishers of all time, some of the best names for moves, whether it was the Sugar Smack, Nightmare on Elm Street, Vertebreaker. That's all him. Those are all great move names. Loved him. Also, I've watched a lot of interviews of him and his mind for the business and knowing how to bet on yourself. We always say, you got to bet on yourself. You got to have confidence on yourself. But he always did it, made sure that the odds were in his favor when he did. So just his mind for the business, I think, is super amazing. And I just shooting, and he's just a cool dude. Another nerd, huge Green Lantern fan. There's just I feel we would just vibe. 2 and 3 were hard. There's lots of people that I would love to ride with, love to gain knowledge with, the people I think that are just cool to ride with. But I think for number 2, I'm going to go with Minoru Suzuki. No, like, language is a problem, sure, whatever. But in this fantasy, we understand each other perfectly. He was trained by Simon Gotch. He has wrestled for decades. He is over 55 and can hang with all these young boys. I just feel learning from him in that tree would be amazing. He's wrestled in basically all the big promotions in Japan. His style is something that I try to work towards. Just that fun viciousness, that fun brutality, is something that I think I've been trying to work towards over the last year. And also, he too is a nerd. Big One Piece fan, so I think we could vibe on that, and that'd be something to talk about. Also, I don't know if you follow him on social media, very well dressed. So I'm sure he could sweet talk all the ladies in whatever restaurants we're in that we got. So we got great service.
Wait, he was trained by Simon Gotch?
Yeah.
How long's Gotch been in?
Not Simon Gotch, Carl Gotch. I'm sorry.
I was like, Simon Gotch, like.
I'm sorry. If I said Simon Gotch, big mistake. Carl Gotch. So that's who he's trained by. That's why he uses Gotch style pile driver. And then 3 was hard, but I think to balance it out, I'm kind of going to go in a route that my tag partner went with going stone cold with somebody who you know could pass on knowledge, but you know is going to have that type of fun that you want to have. And I'm going to go with Teddy Long.
Ooh. Yo, I heard stories about Teddy Long. Like, he does not pay the gas bill or the tolls. Like, APA always, like.
Yeah, I've heard some stories about Teddy Long, but he seems to be a story magnet in drives. So I think it'd be nice to have him in there for that dynamic. Because actually, I haven't heard anything terrible about Helms in drives or Suzuki in rides. They all seem to be actually super professional and never have any problems. I've heard so many problems of Teddy Long in drives.
So you need to have that one troublemaker.
Yeah, so just that one troublemaker to balance it out. And of course, even with him, been in the business forever, you're getting great knowledge. He's been, at the top as far as being backstage. So as somebody like me who's always been super into the creative part of wrestling and eventually would love to be backstage at some point, I think that'd be invaluable to me.
I have a fun story about Gregory Helms. At least I think it was Gregory Helms. I swear when I was like in 2nd grade, it was back when like the Simpsons had their Halloween toys at Burger King. I told my mom we need to go. We were like, of course, having our Happy Meals, eating, no big deal. I think I was like a 2nd grader. And I looked behind me, and there's a guy back when Gregory Helms had that distinguished ponytail who walked into Burger King wearing a Green Lantern shirt, that ponytail, the little goatee and everything, went to the bathroom, came out 15 minutes later, like left. And I was like, yo, did I just see the Hurricane take a shit?
Hell yeah. Bless that Burger King. That's what he did. He blessed that Burger King.
That Burger King's no longer in existence, but that was super
whatever. It probably lasted longer than it was supposed to because he took a shit there.
Exactly, but I swear, I looked at my brother, I'm like, yo, that's the Hurricane. He's like, and they were in town that night. I think they were either in Chicago or we're like doing a house show, but I'm pretty positive that was the Hurricane.
Awesome.
Trey, you mentioned Teddy Long. There's someone who straight up started from setting up the ring. So when we first walked in the door, we understood the importance of you're right at the bottom of the totem pole. You have to work for everything that you have. And Teddy Long is such a strong example for start out working as part of the ring crew and just work your butt off and stay positive and be a good person the whole way through. And yeah, his work paid off for him.
Yep. I don't think the fans understand how much that blue collar mindset. I know me and Perch talked about it a little bit before everybody came on, but just that how important us being the guys who set up the ring, how far that has gotten us in our career so far. We are the workhorse. People always try to don't talk about Wisconsin independent wrestling as big as maybe some other states, but we are all hard workers. All of our spots are earned. There is no nepotism when it comes here. So when you see somebody at the top, know that they put it in the work.
Absolutely. That blue collar, hardworking Midwest mentality. It goes a long way. And couldn't be happier, to be a part of it. And it comes with giving everything we got every day. And that's understanding that we have to leave our personal life at home and show up, and it's time to work when we're there, because it's all about giving everything you got, try and get as much as you can out of it.
Show. But enough with the serious talk. Let us move on to hopeful talk. And let's talk about what we got coming up this week. Big week for everybody on this podcast right now. Why don't we we'll do it in the same order. Gunner, why don't you talk about what you got coming up this week, since you gave a little bit of a spoiler?
This week, Friday, at the Elks Lodge in Waukesha, I will be taking on Chucky Bates to take his Heritage Championship, because he cost me my shot at the Heavyweight Championship. Kind of working hard, fighting to make sure that I can wrestle on Friday. Bumping heads with management a little bit to let me go in there and destroy him. I don't care if I have 2 legs or 1 leg or no legs. Chucky is going to die. I'm going to take his title, and it's going to be a great time. And that is all I have going on this weekend, just the Friday show. And then I'll probably be sipping martinis on a beach somewhere with the Heritage title over my shoulder.
They doing the face paint? War paint?
Yes. Yep.
While on the beach? Awesome.
And a
Speedo? Probably, yeah. Got to get a good tan.
I expect if you win the belt, a photo of you Saturday in a Speedo with your war paint holding the Heritage belt with a martini with your legs crossed. I expect to post it on social media. You guys hear it first. Besides,
Deal.
you can do the banger of the week, 17 songs, you get a free Gunner Wick shirt. You'll also get a picture of Gunner Wick on the beach sipping that martini.
Yeah, we'll add that into the merch bag. We'll do a photo shoot. You get select Gunner Wick's prints.
Yeah.
Whoever is winning this thing is getting one hell of a deal. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Like we love our fans. We love our fans. We love our listeners.
Yes, we do. Very much. Very much.
I'll go next. As stated before, your mama's favorite tag team will not be at Perch City Wrestling due to being suspended for breaking a monitor. I thought it was legal. Pretty sure Doc thought the same thing when he picked it up.
It's Frank's monitor. Can't break Frank's monitor.
I mean, almost broke our necks, but it is what it is.
Minor details.
I think someone's screwing with the booking committee. I don't think it's Frank. I think there's someone else trying to call the shots. But it is what it is. So your mama's favorite tag team is actually flying out to Tampa, Florida this Thursday. And we'll be down in Tampa for Mania weekend, and we kick off our Take a Whiff Mania with helping out at Crab Wrestling / Flophouse show. We're actually right now booked to do a Royal with Crab Wrestling, but they said you never know what's going to happen. So we have that going on, and Doc, you can talk about our Friday.
Yes, Friday we will be at Zow Live. They have 2 shows. I believe it's 8:30 and 10:30. We will be on both shows. First show, it will be Yo Mama's favorite tag team, from where Country Grammar is standard, against Controversial Inc. Very powerful tag team down there in that southern East Coast area. I think it'll be a banger. I'm not going to talk about the second show because I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the second show because nothing's been announced for that second show. But I will say that you can head on over to the Zow Live Facebook page, and for $5, I believe it is, you can watch both shows.
And don't hesitate on it, because your mama's favorite tag team will be the kickoff match for Guava Mania. We are setting the tone. So if you guys are wanting to watch us do what we do best, that's kick ass, better subscribe early because we are match one.
Yep. Kicking off a strong
Kicking
night
off
of
kicking ass.
and really actually as a fan, that card is very strong. So do check out that Zao Live event. It's going to be a good one. It'll be two very good shows.
I mean, they got like already announced. JJ Garrett's gonna be on the show. That's one of the homies. Cole Raddick is gonna be on the show. Sage Phillips,
Drew Baker.
I mean, so many good wrestlers. Drew Baker, Jossie. So many good wrestlers.
Yep.
And of course, if you're Sour Live, if you love Sour Live, you're gonna have your Sour Live Christian Rowe, Dakota, so many other great names.
Mr. Zao Alive, JC Price, the heavyweight champion, Connor Hopkins, that bullshit fireweight champion, Chip Collins.
Soon, Doc. We should just do what we do best, just take the gold from them.
Don't worry, I got Chip in 2 weeks. I'll talk about that next Monday. But yeah, let's go ahead and pass it on to our senior official.
Yeah, this gonna be a big week coming up here. Also going to Tampa Bay for WrestleMania weekend here. Out booked on the Zawa shows, which will be fun. Friday night. There's a show going on Sunday that we'll get some more details about. And then really just kind of finding where I can fit in and learn and get as much experience as I can. It's very cool that that we have the opportunity this year that we didn't have last year to go out and take advantage of the wrestling environment and to be in an area where the passion is there and there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of experience and there's a lot we can take out of this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it. And for anyone listening, stay tuned to all social medias because we're going to be pumping stuff out as much as we can. Lots of sharing, lots of sending, lots of spreading the love and celebrating pro wrestling. And this weekend is going to be a great celebration for pro wrestling.
Yep, so many good shows. So even if you're not down in the Tampa area, please do support independent wrestling. Pretty sure shows start tomorrow.
We got Freelance that's going to air on Friday, I think during the afternoon, part of the IWTV, the slew they have of shows on Friday afternoon. So stay tuned for the Freelance and Freelance Underground show because that's one where you will see Ref Perch.
Ooh, the man with stash in action.
Yep. So that's airing, and I think the AAW show will be airing over the weekend too. So I'll be there with some of the TV tapings we've been working on.
Yes. So fans, you can see a whole weekend of Ref Perch.
Live or
Yeah, on Twitch, on Facebook, and on IWTV. So, you know who the best ref is. Go ahead, support them. Watch all those shows. Thumbs up. Shout Perch. Put fishes in the chat rooms.
waffles.
Yep. Throw some waffles in there. Show some love to the Take It Home podcast.
Show some love. You can catch us across a lot of platforms, and
It'll be a good weekend. But yes,
we're doing it.
Thank you, and please support us. But we can go ahead on that note and move into the last section if Gunnar actually has a question.
Speaking about martinis got me thinking. Simple question this week. What is everybody's favorite alcoholic beverage? I'll go first, give you time to think if you don't know off the top of your head. I like to enjoy myself. A little Jack and Coke is my go-to. Anytime I go somewhere, not sure what I want, that's always like the thing I rely on to get me by, you know? Get a little drunky poo. Jack and Coke is mine.
I am mostly a beer guy and will usually drink any type of beer they have. If I have to go mixed drink, I am similar, but I go rum and Coke.
That's a close second
Yes.
for me. Yeah.
Rum and Coke is always a solid option. A little bit of, give me my little lime wedge so I can feel all fancy. But rum and Coke for me, if not beer.
I guess for me, it's always like Gunner, big Jack and Coke guy. Sometimes I like to get frisky with the whiskey and mix it with a little Mountain Dew. If I was to go a beer, I like a good Three Floyds IPA Gumball Head.
Gumball Head is solid.
Yeah, mine. Drinking is few and far between, but we'll take a cold beer after a hard day's work, and if we were to choose, it would be an IPA. Stone Cold ones are pretty darn good. El Segundas.
I mean, right now, I guess. So I just came from the East Coast, so I got my favorite Maryland beer. Got some Loose Cannon, so mostly put that away. I got about 3 left. After shows, it kind of varies. I know Bruiser always shits on me because I love a Modelo and he hates Modelos. I also prefer my beer out of a bottle, and I am always getting in trouble for being in places that don't allow bottles when we have shows.
Oh yeah, beer out of a bottle is way better than beer in a can.
Yep.
The last ad was a Modelo. That was I think I talked about it on the pod after
Yeah.
that Lisa show.
Yeah. Love me a nice Modelo. I don't know. Yeah, after show beers, it varies. It's hard for me to pick a favorite beer at any one time. Like,
Yeah, a lot though after a good summer show when we're out in the heat, a nice frosted mug with any type of cool beer is good.
yeah. Just I need alcohol. All right. I am a Wisconsin wrestler. Alcohol will do.
I mean, I think we all work at Brew City Wrestling for a reason.
Yeah, it's no secret what we're
You
about.
know?
One moment.
Nope.
Trained by Beer City Bruiser. Like, come on.
We don't get water breaks, we get beer breaks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that in-ring beer is pretty damn satisfying. Been lucky enough to have a few of those, and yeah, there's nothing quite like an in-ring beer.
See, when you feud with the luxurious ones, all you get is in-ring seltzers, which is not satisfying at all.
No, especially being a byproduct of it as a referee. No seltzers in the ring at any time.
Yeah, that would be highly appreciated. Bax, Mav.
Screw those guys.
I mean, that's kind of what
Shut
the.
up,
Should have
CJ.
an
Hi.
Shut up, CJ.
So on my end, I have CJ Cole here. Would you like to say some words?
What words?
What words? Those are his words.
Ask him your question. What's his drink of choice?
Favorite alcoholic beverage?
I love me some margaritas. Margaritas are
Sounds
delicious.
so country.
It's my Wisconsin in me.
Raven Radix.
Mike's drinks.
Mike, you and the Caribbeans have a lot in common.
I like my fruitiness.
So do they. Together. Okay. All right. I think that is a good note, insulting the Caribbeans, to go ahead and take it home.
Take her home.
Yep. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.
Yeah.